this.
Right, so between from there to there. See, there's 3.5. So let's see if we can make one. I'll make 2 marks, 3.5 inches. Okay, so there's the tarantula's body, but it probably includes the head. So let's make the head like this, and a bigger.
Like out in the wild, are there if there are more tarantulas than a hamster, then like out in the wild, it's easier to find a tarantula than a hamster.
I think that's true in general, yes. But the thing with hamsters, probably most of the hamsters that exist, they exist in pet stores already. Whereas tarantulas are out in the wild. You have to go find the tarantula. But a hamster is easy to find because you just have to go to a pet store to find it.
Right.
Of course, most pet stores also have tarantulas. So anyway, let's...
Really? Well, I've never seen a tarantula in a pet store.
So it can spread its
And
legs.
I had a dream that there are some fish that don't really have that body. I had a dream that it's not really a fish. There's just something moving to make it look like it's a fish. That was my dream. It's like dreamt.
There, that's how big the biggest tarantula might be. But it's probably a little there. I'll just make its legs have some like that. It's not a very good drawing of it, but so what was this about a dream and what were you dreaming about?
About that fish. I had a dream that fish aren't really real animals. There's just something moving in there that makes it look like it. That was my dream.
Oh, is that right? There, I drew the biggest tarantula in the world. Here, let's check that out. See, its legs spread 6.5 inches wide. So actually, the biggest tarantula in the world isn't all that big. That's not as big as I expected.
Are there some that are as big as that part of the piece of paper?
Nope, that's as big as they get right there.
Oh.
According to what I see written in the encyclopedia.
That's big.
It's pretty big, yeah. Would you like one of those crawling on your hand?
Nope, because that's yucky.
But it's furry. See, you could cuddle up to it. Nice tarantula.
But it's not as furry as a hamster.
True, but it's furry. Let's see, and what does it actually say it eats mice? One of them's...
What's stronger, a hamster or a tarantula?
Oh, these tarantulas in Brazil eat small reptiles and amphibians. Okay, what was that?
What's stronger, a hamster or a tarantula?
I don't know. That's a good question. I wouldn't be surprised if a tarantula is stronger. Like, hamsters aren't really very strong. They can scurry around. But I bet the spider is probably pretty strong. But I don't really know. But it does say that these big tarantulas, well, it doesn't actually eat mice. I thought it ate mice. It doesn't. It eats little lizards and like frogs, that type of animal.
What do you think are more often afraid of people, hamsters or tarantulas? What do you think can get afraid of people more often?
I imagine if they're both wild, they're both afraid of humans. Neither one like humans out in the wild. But a hamster, you can tame a hamster and it will learn to like you. And I think that's true of tarantulas too. If they're used to people, then they won't be afraid of them. Like, if you buy a tarantula at the pet store, like people who own tarantulas as pets, they let the tarantula crawl on them. Ooh, isn't that nice? Crawling down your shirt.
They let them do that?
Yeah.
Well,
some people do. At least I'm sure I've heard of people who do that kind of thing.
But why? But Do tarantulas pee or poop?
Well, yeah, they do. Well, all spiders have a mechanism to poop, but it's different than it's different than the way we do it. Well, not much different.
But what do you think has stinkier poop? A hamster or a tarantula?
Probably a hamster. I've never smelled insects poop. But you know, if a tarantula that big, I imagine it has a pretty big feces, and it probably could smell. Let's see what it says about spiders.
Why would they let a tarantula crawl all over their back if they can poop in there?
Good point. Well, I don't know. Well, why do you let the hamster crawl on you when it can poop and pee? Okay, so here, this is talking about spiders. I'm going to look for something. Oh, here we are. Spinnerets, ovary, silk gland.
That's a spinneret. Oh yeah.
Spinnerets. I imagine that's where the silk comes out when they make a web. That's where the silk comes out. Let's see if it says anything about pooping. Eyes, legs. Okay, digestive system. Extends the length of the spider's body. Okay, but it doesn't say.
And when I grew up, I would like to invent an animal. I'm gonna invent a spider that can live in a real house like our house.
Well, a spider can live in a house. In fact, there are probably spiders living in your house right now.
Where?
Well, I don't know. They hide.
Like, maybe a tarantula?
No, there won't be a tarantula here because it's too cold here. We don't have many species of spiders in Canada because it's cold here. Because it freezes every year, it kills. That means a lot of species can't survive in Canada, which is a good thing. I mean, that's one nice thing about a cold climate, is that you don't have a lot of big insects.
Right, well, where are the spiders in this house if I can't see it?
Well, spiders can hide in walls.
Oh.
But in the wintertime, there probably aren't that many spiders. But in the summertime, spiders are...
Are there at least some insects hiding in the wall?
No, but there's probably some insect eggs somewhere in this house, sad to say. Because what happens is insects, they lay eggs, and then when the eggs hatch, a bunch of other little insects will come out, right? And as far as I know, in Canada, when it gets really cold in the winter, the insects that live in this country, they lay their eggs near the end of the summer, and then when springtime comes, the eggs hatch and the little insects come out. So you could have one spider at the end of the summer, and then by the next spring you have 100 little spiders.
And if I made a big paper, let's say if I made a big paper, messing through papers all over my arm, then will there be any eggs hatching?
If you threw paper around?
And made a big mess and threw pencils all over my room and kept scribbling on the doors, then would...
That absolutely would have no effect on the number of eggs in your room. The only way you get eggs is if a spider... Eggs come from an animal. So when a spider lays eggs, you know what hatches out of the eggs?
Another...
Frogs? Cows?
Another egg.